Well, it's called the CAP Legacy Builder. I love the name of it, Anthony, but you're going to take us through to what all of this means. And really, in a way, is it okay if you say that it's giving a future to your kids?
Absolutely.
A financial future?
Sure you can. Yeah.
I really think this is fascinating, as many of the things that you come in and talk about are.
Thank you.
I had no idea. So take us through this and make it make sense.
All right, let me do my best. Now,
all right, perfect.
There's a lot of different types of life insurance, so there's not just one type, and a lot of people misunderstand that. This is a variation of life insurance that comes with dividends. So there's different types of life insurance. This one here is usually geared towards a higher income earner, a business owner, an executive.
Okay.
These are the types of people who are buying this policy because it generates more than just life insurance. It creates a future savings plan. But where I found this is a very sweet spot is for children. So the average person can easily afford this for their child. And what it does is it kind of like plants a seed while they're young of life insurance. But because it receives dividends, the dividends are received each year based on the insurance company that you're with. And that uses that dividend to buy you extra coverage, plus accumulates cash that can be used for future savings.
Wow. See,
Yes.
who would have thought of that? Like, I would never, ever have thought about life insurance for a child and what that could mean as far as some financial freedom for them.
You're right. So this is why I wanted to take this opportunity today to share this with the audience. Now, I did an actual quote for a child that's age 1, but when you run the quotes for a child between age 1 and age 10, it's virtually almost the same cost. So it doesn't really mark up that much as you get older. But being a child at age 1 is the best impact for this. So here what I did was you start off with a base coverage, and that's kind of the size of your base coverage determines how much money you're going to pay per month. This plan you pay only for 20 years, and it's fully paid for the rest of your child's life.
Wow.
But it keeps growing.
So if you start this at the age of 21,
it's fully
they've
paid
got a
for.
fully paid for
the
plan.
child does not have to pay for this.
$53 a month.
And I find a lot of my clients that either the parents are buying this for their kids or the grandparents step in and buy
Beautiful.
this.
Yes.
Now, for $50,000 for a child age 1, it's $53 a month. Times that by 20 years, your total cost over a 20-year period ends up being just under $13,000. So for $13,000, let's see what you get for your money.
Yes. Here's
the long-term projections. Now, every single year, you'll receive a statement from your policy showing you what the dividends are doing every year. But just to give you a future projection, I did a little snapshot of age 65 and age 80. This is around the time that your child's going to want to be retiring, and this is what gift you're passing down to them. So the future coverage, that $50,000 that you started out at, by the time your child's age 65, that coverage is now valued at $454,000 of coverage. The cash savings that they could tap into, tax-free and cash out, spend as they wish, is $211,000.
No way.
Absolutely.
Are you
kidding? As you
kidding?
continue to go, this thing keeps growing. So if your child lives longer and longer, the savings just keeps on accumulating, and so does the coverage. So it's really a powerful plan for a parent to pass down to their children.
That's amazing. You know, when you take a look at the total cost that it's going to cost out of your pocket, it could mean them pulling out over $200,000.
It's really hard for the average person to pass down an inheritance of this size without having to come up with any money. Not that $12,000 is no money, but it's gradual. You pay $50 a month over 20 years. It's more affordable. And you can even scale it down to $20 a month to suit your budget. Now, there's a couple of details that you have to pay attention to. The dividends is what is the engine that drives this policy, and dividends are not guaranteed.
Okay.
The policy dividends are based on that insurance company that you've selected, based on their profit margin every year. The good thing is that the companies that offer this dividend policy all have very impressive track records. And as a broker, I get to shop all of the companies and compare one to the other. Equitable Life is an insurance company out of Waterloo, or started in the early 1900s. They have started this dividend plan back in 1936. And they have issued a dividend every single year since. So they have a 78-year track record of issuing dividends. Now, when you compare their consistency, this is not attached to the stock market. Now, stock market can go up and down. Whatever it gives you, it can take back. The way this policy works is each year that you receive a dividend and your values are accumulating, if the next year there's a catastrophe and there's no dividend issued, you'll never lose what you've gained. You'll either stand still or grow forward.
Perfect.
And when you compare the stock market crash in 2008, a lot of people saw their investments drop dramatically.
Yeah, lost a lot.
The TSX, the Toronto Stock Exchange, was minus 35%. Equitable Life's dividend that year was 4.9.
Which one would you want?
Exactly. So this is a great hands-free investment. It's not something that requires a lot of maintenance, rebalancing. You don't have, it's kind of a set it and forget it. It's a rotisserie chicken, basically,
Yeah,
of insurance.
and again, just part of your overall financial planning, which I think is so key, and people really need to put more effort, time, and thought into it, which they can use someone like you for. Thank you so much. We're out of time, unfortunately.
No problem.
CAP Financial Group, 905-297-1179. You can also email Anthony at capfinancial.ca, and you can go to capfinancial.ca website as well. Always good information. Love the beard. You're looking great. Thanks for watching Hamilton Life, everyone, and we'll see you next time.